Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to show you guys a really fabulous deal that I ran across. Now, this is the Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE 2020 edition. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that a few months back, actually it was late last fall, I did a couple videos for the original Xiaomi FIMI X8 SE 2018 edition that was lent to me by my buddy Marcus over at Idaho Quadcopter. I did a couple of videos on that, and I was pretty darn impressed with that drone. Now, that drone typically ran in the $400 to $500. I think the cheapest it ever was about $425. But as you guys can see on the screen, they've released a new 2020. Well, they haven't released it yet. It's on pre-order. They're going to soon release a 2020 version. It has some upgrades that we'll go over here in just a moment. But if you're in the United States, you're going to be able to buy this drone from the U.S. warehouse, which means once it becomes in stock, which right now it says May 29th, 2020, you'll be able to get it quick. Now, this again will only apply to U.S.-based customers because the U.S. warehouse of Banggood only ships within the United States. But as you can see, it's $399, and then after this coupon, which I'll show you, after you apply that, it's only going to be around $347, depending on whether you select what shipping you select, and if you select shipping insurance, which I would recommend adding. And of course, you'll do this without FIMI Premium Care. But there's an even better deal to this, and you're probably saying, well, I thought you said it was $299 like your video description and thumbnail says. Well, yes, you can possibly get this as low as $299 because while it's on pre-order, they're going to select 1,000 people to get it for $299. So worst case scenario, you get it for around $350. Best case, if you get selected, you get it for just a hair under $300 at $299. Either way, that's a fantastic price because the original FIMI has a 4K camera and had really good transmission range. Well, they've upgraded some of that. Let's look really quickly here. Banggood did a nice comparison between the 2020 version and the 2018 version. As you can see, it's pretty much the exact same drone. So that's a really good thing because the original one with the firmware updates and stuff, they fixed a lot of things with that drone. As you expect with any new drone, especially one by a lesser known manufacturer like FIMI, you're going to have some problems. Well, you would hope on this new one, because it's essentially the same drone with increased transmission range and an upgraded camera, that things like the flight controller on that's probably going to be identical. So you expect it's going to fly just fine. Now, it doesn't mean there won't be bugs, but it ought to be much more polished than most drones when they're first released. And that's another reason why I'm really excited about this drone, because I'm going to get one, and it's not going to be free for review, a sample. I'm going to buy it myself, and I'm going to review it on my channel. So I wanted you guys to get in on this deal as well. Let's look at some of those differences between the two. Looks like they've increased the flight time, they say, from 33 to 35 minutes. Of course, that's at incredible, perfect conditions. You're not going to get those flight times, but supposedly you can get a little better flight time with this. They've increased here the transmission range out to 8,000 meters from 5,000. So at 5 kilometers, it was already crazy. Now you're going to look at 8 kilometers transmission range. Some of these red things I highlighted doesn't look to me like it's any different than the original. There are some differences. The main difference is the camera. The biggest difference I like, and it doesn't mention it right here, but it does down at the bottom, is it has an HDR, or high dynamic range camera. That's awesome. You're going to get a wider range of colors. If you have an HDR TV, you're going to be able to see that like I do. I don't have a drone that has HDR. My Evo has a spectacular camera, but it doesn't have HDR. So as you guys see, it still only does 4K at 30 frames per second, just like the original. But there are some, the field of view is slightly larger, a little about 2.2 degrees. The aperture, a little different there. The focal distance, they've changed some things with the camera. And aside from those things, again, down here, HDR, photo, and video. That's a huge difference for me. I really am excited about that feature, along with the increased range, which really isn't a huge deal. They kind of put those highlights down here, the 8 kilometer range, HDR photo video. HEVC, the high-end video codec there, the H.265. I don't remember if the first one had that, but that is nice because it's more compressed, but it's still exceptional quality. In fact, it's better than H.264, but it will use less space on your micro SD card. So this drone is going to be selling for at least $75 less than the original ever did, and that's at the coupon price. You may be able to get it for about $125 less than the original one ever did if you are one of those lucky 1,000 that are chosen to get it at that price. You can see they have 1,465 pre-orders, so even if you get in now, that's a pretty good chance, depending on how long that goes, that you could get it for that price. So you want to know, hey, how can I get it for that price? Well, let me flip over to my shopping cart here. You see $3.99. There's some shipping costs of $3, which is no big deal. Insurance is $7.98. And here is that coupon, and I will include this down in the video description. It is BG FIMI X8 SE 20. So it's Banggood Fimi X8 SE. 20 for the model number. Once you apply that, you'll see down here $3.99. It gives you a coupon discount of $51.87. You can see with the shipping fee and then the insurance, it comes out to $358. You knock off the shipping insurance, and you're looking at right around $350. Some people said $347. I'm not exactly seeing that exact price here, but you get the drift. Right around $350. That's the worst case scenario. Again, you might get it for just after the fees, a hair over $300 if you're one of those first 1,000 people selected. So again, I'll put those down in the video description so you guys know the coupon, and you can use that link, please, to buy this. Again, if you guys follow me, I'm not going to mislead you. I don't want to be seen as a salesman. I'm not trying to do it for this reason. I'm not running my channel to make sales, but I felt this was too good of a deal to not share with you guys while that coupon is still active, because I don't know how long that coupon is going to be good. So if you're thinking about it, maybe you want to get a good drone and you don't know which one to buy, but you don't have much of a budget. If this is within your budget, I say go for it. To me, the only other drone that really is close to this at this price point is the DJI Mavic Mini. And the Mini only has a 1080p at 60 frames per second camera, which this can do, and a 2.730, and this can do that, and 4K and HDR, much farther range. So really it comes down to, unless you have to have that under 250 gram weight, maybe you live in Canada and that's a huge deal, then this drone is going to be better in terms of the specs than what the Mavic Mini has. So unless you need an ultra portability and tiny size and need that under that weight limit, this is going to actually be a better drone, and it's going to be up to $100 less. The Mavic Mini is $399. Worst case, you're still saving $50 over the Mini. So that's the way I look at it. The Mavic Mini, the Xeno 2 is going to be, similar, but it's a lot more. It's in, I think, the 400s or 500s. I don't really remember. I've been a while since I've looked. The original Xeno is another one that competes, but it has a 4K camera, but it doesn't have HDR. It doesn't have the range. It doesn't fly as well. It can be a bit skittish and flaky towards the ground. The Fimi doesn't have any of that. Fimi is a much better flyer. All right, guys, that's a long enough video I'm making here. Again, I just wanted to share this. I'll also link in the video description to my 2 previous videos I did with the original 2018 model. If you have not seen those, you can check out my head cam footage and on board and make a decision. Hey, if you really like that, you got to figure this is going to be even better, because the camera is going to be better. You get that HDR, which many people have HDR TVs now. So if you like that, then you'll know this one's going to be a home run as well. All right, guys, that wraps up this quick video here for the Fimi X8 SE 2020. Again, check the video description if you need that coupon. And be sure to use the link in the description so you can help support the channel and buy that. And another thing too is this is not going to ship until May 29th, and that could be optimistic. So be aware that you're going to probably be waiting 6 weeks if you ordered it today. So be patient. If you need it right now, obviously that's not going to be the case. But if you're okay with waiting, it's worth it to save the money. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell so you know when I do upload new videos. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.